bit of this, bit of this, bit of this. Today we are making a keto-friendly mulled wine. Welcome to Pop Keto, where we aim to help you live a sustainable keto and low carb lifestyle. Today's recipe is low carb, it is delicious, and it's nice and warm in the middle of winter. Now, one of the things that we have really enjoyed about living here in the UK is the winter markets around Christmas time. It's so good to get out there on a crisp winter night and walk around all sort of rugged up. And one of our favorite things used to be to grab a warm mug of mulled wine and just sort of sip that as you're walking around the market. The two problems with that: one, because of everything that's going on this year, there won't be any winter markets. And two, the amount of sugar is actually pretty high in their mulled wine. So we're going to work on fixing that today. Now, before we get into the cook, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's subscribed. We really appreciate you guys. Hey, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Just click that subscribe button and you'll hear when we put out new videos. So let's get into it. As I said, there can be a lot of sugar in a glass of mulled wine. So today we're going to sort that out. Now, in mulled wine, you are going to find carbs from three main places. You are going to find it in the sweet wine that they may have used to make it. You're going to find it in whatever sugar or sweetness that they're using. And often there is some orange juice put into the mulled wine as well. And so you'll find some there. So let's look at how we're addressing those three things. Today we are using a very, very dry Shiraz. Now, this particular wine, in a serving of 142 mils, otherwise known as 5 ounces, you get a total of 1.6 grams of carbs. And a standard serve of this is only 125 mils, so that's half a cup. So a standard serve will be less than 1.6 grams. Let's call it about 1.3 grams. Even if you were to bump that up to a cup, it would be less than 3 grams net carbs. So that's pretty decent. All right, let's quickly address the fruit juice situation. Now, we still want to get some of those lovely citrusy notes into our mulled wine today. So what I have done in here, I've actually peeled the rind off 2 oranges, and we're just going to use the rind. I've done what I can to keep the white bit off because we don't want it getting too bitter, but the oils in the skin are going to impart the flavors into the mulled wine recipe. So that's going to be delicious. And then the third one, the sweetener. Well, obviously sugar is off the table. So what are we going to use? Now, probably the 3 main sweeteners that you use when you're on keto are erythritol, xylitol, and stevia. As a personal preference, I don't love stevia, and it's not a healthy thing, it's just a taste thing. I'm not a big fan of the aftertaste. So perhaps you might prefer stevia, and you're more than welcome to replace our sweetener with stevia. So that leaves 2 options. That leaves xylitol and erythritol. Now, most of the time, mulled wine is going to be served warm, but if you want the option to serve it cold and just have a little bit of a sip every now and then, that's something you need to take into account. Now, mainly when we're baking, we would use erythritol, which is a polyol, a sugar alcohol, and generally you're able to add back all of that so that doesn't count against your net carbs. It's just the way your body processes it. However, when erythritol cools down, it wants to form crystals. In a biscuit or a cake, it doesn't get the opportunity to because of the way it's mixed around with the rest of the ingredients. In a liquid like this though, the erythritol, as it cools, it's going to get the chance to form crystals, and it's not going to be so pleasant to have when it's cold. It'll taste fine, but it can feel a little bit gritty in your mouth. So for that reason, we are using xylitol today. Okay, let's get into the cook. I say cook, but it is really simple. We are going to start with 1 full bottle of a low carb wine. So this is 750 mils, bang, straight in. So we can get rid of that. So next, let's add our orange peel. This is the orange peel I was talking about earlier. This is from 2 oranges. It's going to give us that nice oils that are going to go into the mulled wine. So rind of 2 oranges. Next, we're going to put in some ginger. Now, this is fresh ginger that I've just cut into slices like that, and it's about 20 grams worth, and we're just going to chuck that straight in. And what would it be without the spices? So here we have 2 sticks of cinnamon, and they can just go straight in like that, followed by 2 aniseed stars. Done. And the last bit is 4 whole cloves. Now, 4 cloves doesn't sound like a lot, but again, it's one of those strong flavors that'll make its way through it. And then it's just our sweetener. This is 60 grams of xylitol. We're aiming to bring this up to a simmer, just a light simmer, and we'll keep it bubbling there for about 10-15 minutes or so. In a way, this is like making a tea, but instead of using milk or water, you're using wine. Okay, so that's nicely simmering now. So we're just gonna let that bubble away for the next 10-15 minutes or so. Now, while we're waiting for that, let's have a quick talk about alcohol on keto. Now, I wanna preface this with the thinking that Lisa and I don't drink alcohol a lot. Other than a cheeky wine at Christmas time, it's not a lot, even in our cooking. But I have seen people ask what they can drink on keto and that they're concerned that they couldn't have any alcohol at all if they switch to a keto lifestyle. This is not the case. So just a couple of things. Just like the wine that we've used today, if you can find a nice dry wine, that's gonna have less carbs in it. And as a general rule, wine will have less carbs than something like a beer. Now there is some lower carb beers out there. They're still a bit higher than you'd like, but have a look. The other thing you could turn to are some of the spirits. So things like whiskey, vodka, tequila, brandy, that sort of thing. Just be careful if you're having them with a mixer, be careful what you're mixing them with. Obviously, if you're having a soft drink mixer or something like that, that's going to be high carb, but there are options out there for you. I will give you one word of warning that I have seen many people say, hang on, I went to keto and all of a sudden half a glass and I'm done, or just a one glass and I'm done, or things along those lines. I can't drink as much as I used to. So if you've just turned keto and you're just getting into the lifestyle, just be careful when you do decide to have a drink. Okay, we'll let this keep going and we'll come back to it in a moment. Brilliant. All right, so that has been about 15 minutes, so let's serve this up. Now you're gonna see all our little floaty bits are all stained with the red of the wine. That's absolutely fine. If you wanted to dress up your mulled wine, you could even put in a couple of slices of dried orange, but you probably wouldn't use what you've got in the pan here. So let's serve this up. Now you do not have to drink this all at once, and there's plenty of servings in this. In fact, I recommend you do not drink it all at once, especially with our little warning before about how alcohol can affect you when you're eating keto. So there you have it. Keto and low carb friendly mulled wine. Perfect for a cold winter's night to sit there. He says wearing a short sleeve shirt, but this is perfect for a cold winter's night, even if you have a fire going, just to sit there and sip on it for the evening. So let's give it a taste. Cheers. Very fruity. Immediately you get the orange and the cinnamon come through. It's nice and sweet without being too sweet. And yeah, lovely to have in your hands. So although there won't be Christmas markets to go and attend this year, you can always do your little bit at home. So again, thanks for watching, guys. We hope you found this useful. We hope you actually give this a go and enjoy it yourself. If you're sitting around, take a photo and share it on the socials. We are popketo_, and feel free to share this video to people who you think may benefit from it or may be skeptical about whether you can do alcohol on keto. So thanks again. We're going to keep up with these festive themed videos for the next couple of weeks. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, why wouldn't you after that? Hope you're enjoying this festive season. Stay healthy, stay happy, and we'll see you next week. Bye. All right, so today's video is a continuation of our festively themed videos. I just said festively themed. If you wanted to dress up your mulled wine, you could maybe even put a couple of dried onion,